Hello, Drew. How are you doing? It's great to see you, and thank you for calling in to our show today.
Yeah, of course. Good to see you guys too. How are you guys?
We're great here with Father Richard, and
Hello.
how can we help you today?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about like a situation or question
Hmm.
regarding friendships and communicating that and forgiveness within those friendships with others.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of times people are short to forgive.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I just had a question about like how should I deal with that if I do ask for forgiveness from others and they don't necessarily give it, and then knowing that Jesus always forgives me and for what I do too.
Okay, so
Um,
if I can ask you, how is without giving names, right? But do you think you could specify a little bit? Uh, was this a friend from high school? Was this a friend from college? Is a someone you've known for 20 years or for whatever 10
I would
years? Yeah.
from college, not knowing them for too long,
Uh-huh.
probably about like just a few months, but
Okay. Okay. Very good. Well, and this relationship fell apart because of you, because of the other person, because of a misunderstanding. What happened?
just the other person, I would
Uh-huh.
say, yeah, yeah,
Okay. Very good. Well, what I would say is this. Sometimes there are situations where you have to forgive someone, right, for what they did. Other times you have done something wrong, and there you have to ask for forgiveness, right? When you are the one who has to forgive, you always want to have the disposition to forgive. Like, I am willing to forgive. But the other person, in a sense, has to acknowledge something, right? And if they have
mhm,
stolen something, for example, they would have to return it. So it's not like, oh, I forgive you, but yeah, you need to give back my car keys, you know, you know. So
yeah,
of course, that's when someone has offended you. Now, when you have offended someone, it's a little bit more difficult because then the forgiveness will depend a lot on the other person's disposition. Sometimes they don't even want to talk about it. They don't want to, they don't want to see you around, you know. So
yeah,
uh, in that sense, you want to ask God's forgiveness, of course, through confession. You
yeah.
want to make your peace with God, and then, if possible, try to reach out to them in some way and talk about it and say, I'm really sorry and I apologize for what I did. And it's humbling, it's difficult, it's painful, but it's important to do it.
Right. And if, I mean, what you're saying, I understand. They are not willing to forgive, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So you ask for forgiveness. Well, then you have to be assured of God's love, right? I mean, like He loves you. He does forgive you. He did forgive you in confession. Then you do your best, and sometimes
Hmm.
there are things you cannot control, right? So if it's out of your control, then you're okay, as long as you have reached out and then been forgiven by the Lord, and then have forgiveness from them. Then you did all you could.
Right, and also
Okay.
to be patient, right? Because I know
Hmm.
cases where I knew it's a family feud, and someone has gotten upset with someone else, like whatever. My sister got upset with my mom, and they don't talk anymore. And I tell my mom, you need to forgive her, and she does. But my sister doesn't want to talk to her anymore. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's impossible, and all you can do is, after having showed your good disposition, continue to show your good disposition. Maybe reach out every now and then, say hi, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, and pray for them. Pray
Okay.
that God may soften their hearts and
Yeah.
open their hearts to God's love too, because sometimes they're bitter for many reasons, and you're one of them. You're not the
Yeah.
main cause for the anger or the resentment. It's many, many other things that people get upset with, and you happen to be part of the equation. Mhm.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Well, I hope that helps. And yeah, it's a big important thing to do because you need to be at peace. So asking for forgiveness and opening your heart to it brings you to peace, and then you can't control the other person. Mhm.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah. Thank you. That's a great help. That's a
Very
great help.
good. Well, Drew, thank you so much for calling us today. It's great to see you, and we
Yeah.
hope to see you again.
Good. Yeah. It's good to see you too. Thank you
Bye
guys
bye.
again.
Take care, Drew.
Bye.
God bless you. Bye bye.
You too.